Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, we know this does not work. You're getting a little bonus coverage this morning because this is a monumental day. I talked about in my first morning video about the defense. The Legion of Doom is now in Dallas. That defense is unbelievable. Now, on the flip side, I want to talk about our offense. You know, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if people like to just try and get a reaction from me, so that's why I have so many people that troll. But my God, some of you fans out there, no matter what happens, you are never happy. We're up 10-0 at half against the New Orleans Saints. The first time in 71 games the New Orleans Saints were shut out in a half of football. We're talking about a team that's putting up 50 burgers on people, teams like the Rams and things. You had them shut out, but yet we have fans that are still saying we suck. Our team's going to lose. And this whole defeated attitude, it's like instantly you guys are ready to just give up. I hope in your life that you aren't defeated like that all the time. I look for the positives. I look for every opportunity and don't give up. There are many times in my life it would have been easier just to roll over and just say, I'm just die. I'll just wait here to die. In fact, I have almost died a couple of times. You can't give up the ship. Even when things are darkest, look for the positives. Try and figure out a way to succeed instead of how we're going to fail. But I had so many people this morning, one in particular that said, Dak proved why he's just not it. He has to be replaced. Listen, yeah, he had a fumble and stuff. But understand, here's the stats from last night. 24 of 28. And at one point, we had 18 completions in a row. A Dallas Cowboys record. 248 yards. Not earth-shattering, but in 2016, Tony Romo averaged 241 yards a game and only had one game of 300. One TD, 0 interceptions. QBR of 73.2. And I know you guys are saying, yeah, that's crap. Are you kidding me? How are we going to succeed with that? Well, we beat the Saints. And let me remind you, because a couple of comments I got, well, it's all Zeke Elliott. No, it's the team. It's a team effort. Without Zeke, this team ain't winning. Without Dak, this team ain't winning. Without this defense, this team's not winning. Collectively together is where it is. Because Zeke Elliott last night, the Saints, they were pounding on him. That Saints defense is number one against the run for a reason. You see my boy Demario Davis out there flying around in his Live United, my cleats, my call shoes. Demario was an absolute beast. And I'm hoping that he comes back this offseason here to Cowboys Central. Oh boy, that will be fun. But anyway, be that as it may, Zeke Elliott had 23 carries for 76 yards. So 3 yards a carry. Dak made some clutch throws. He missed some too. But on the flip side, the probable MVP, 18 of 28 for 127 yards. 1 TD, 1 interception, and a 16.3 QBR. This was an old school fight. Old school beat down type of fight. This is one of those games that it's just going to be ugly. You could see the hitting out there. And both teams played like this was in the playoffs. The Saints were playing for home field advantage throughout. The Cowboys were playing for their playoff lives. And you could see that on the field. But back to Dak's stats. Because the only way to compare things are apples to apples. Because I know people are going to say 24, 28, 248 yards, 1 TD, and a 73 QBR ain't crap. But let's compare this to a guy that you guys in a heartbeat would trade for. From the defending Super Bowl championship team, Carson Wentz. Because on a lot of you fans' mind, he walks on water. He's head and shoulders above Dak Prescott. You know what his statistics were against these New Orleans Saints? That defense that came with everything last night? Let me give you those. Carson Wentz, who was playing incredible last year against New Orleans, had 156 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And they lost 48-7. His QBR, a 31.9. I'm curious if anybody said after that game that Carson Wentz isn't the answer for the Eagles and we need to look elsewhere. Did they? I'm just curious. Did they? Because not too many people have been doing much against that defense. So by comparison, 156 yards, Carson Wentz, 248 yards, Dak Prescott, 0 TDs, Carson Wentz, 1 for Dak, 3 interceptions, 0 for Dak, 31.9 QBR, 73.2. Yeah, Dak sucks. And we know we had the fumble there where we were down there in the red zone. Dak's got to be able to secure that ball. The offensive line's got to do a better job. And one last thing I want to point out to you guys, because I hear so many people that would say, you know, if Tony Romo were here, we'd win the Super Bowl. You know what? 2016, we had the best offensive line in football. Unbelievably, DeMarco Murray rushed for 1,800 yards. I'm sorry, 2014. DeMarco Murray rushed for 1,800 yards. You had Dez Bryant playing out of his mind. You had Jason Witten. Do you know how many players from that great offensive line, even the offensive line from 2016, that great season for Dak Prescott, you had one offensive lineman on the field last night from that offensive line. Zach Martin, who's been playing with an injured knee all season. The offensive line did pretty good when you consider the team they were facing. But we got to do better with that offensive line. Cam Fleming may have blocked for Tom Brady, but he ain't no Tyron Smith. Joe Looney has done a great job this season, but he ain't Zach Martin. Excuse me, Travis Frederick. He ain't Zach Martin either. La'el Collins, I still think he's a guard. And Xavier Salafalu, he's filled in well. Still got a ways to go. If we can get this offensive line solidified a little bit better, this defense keeps playing the way they are, good things will continue to happen for this Dallas Cowboys. Whew. We still have some issues with some of the play calling and stuff, but we're getting there bit by bit. Yeah, I'm a Dak fan. I believe in Dak. 29 wins and not even 3 seasons yet. Instead of being Debbie Downers today, why don't you haters turn around and say, you know what? We're in first place. We're 3-1 in our division. We got a game lead on everybody in our division. And we just beat the hottest team in the NFL. I'm Mark Holmes, and I got to get to work. I'll see you guys soon.